Are you a small home, garden or lifestyle brand? Are you struggling to get a return on your limited ad budget? If you are, you're going to love this episode of T.E.A Talks, as we're going to share some of our secrets on how we get an ROI on even the smallest budgets. Let's get into it. Right, Darren, here we are back again for another T.E.A Talks. You well, my friend? How are you doing?
Yeah, good, really good. I'm excited to learn about this one because actually I think this is going to be one of those episodes where you're imparting a lot of knowledge to me.
I'll try. I'll do my best. I think this is a very topical one for us because we have started working with several new clients in recent weeks, and one or two of them have very, very modest budgets. They haven't come in saying, we're already spending £10,000, £20,000 a month. And not every brand does, or is at that stage in terms of their trajectory, their sort of growth plans. Yeah. So I wanted to record this one and share some of the things that we do time and time again if we're working with small brands, sort of modest brands. And really what I want to set out is if you're a brand, obviously all of ours are home, garden, lifestyle, but if you're a brand and your ad budget is maybe £1,000 a month, maybe £2,000 a month, that kind of level, you know, so you're maybe spending £100 a day, you're in around that. If you've got that sort of budget, so you're not in the realms of spending 5, 10, 15, 20, you know, and beyond a month, but you're sort of a small,
would you say maybe
small
a
budget.
startup level, maybe?
Yeah, I guess startup, maybe you're in your first year or two of trading and you're or trading online and you're sort of gearing things up, you're wanting to grow, but a common trait we hear is, a classic is, I'd love to be spending more, but I can't get an ROI on what I'm already doing. Therefore, how do I scale it? And it's that classic chicken and egg. And we've had that, and we've seen it. And there's a couple of brands where we can see huge potential, but what they're currently doing is just not right, or they haven't got that. And so we've gone, actually, we'll start small. We can grow with them, grow with Evergreen, the whole premise of what we've been doing for years. So I've got a few points on my notes here, and I just thought I'd rattle through them, and feel free to jump in with questions, anything I say that doesn't make sense.
Sure.
Kick us off for a starter for 10, which is choosing the right platform is key. And too often...
Surely it should be on everything.
Well, exactly. Yes, you sound exactly like a lot of prospects I speak to. But often, a lot of prospects that we look at their data and we say, well, what are you doing? And there's, well, I'm running Google ads and I've got a £500 budget there, and I'm running Meta and I'm spending £300 there, and I'm doing Pinterest and I'm this. Oh, and I've just started TikTok Shop with £100 a month, and I'm doing this. And we see it a lot. And so what you've got to do is actually, if you've got a limited budget, right, don't spread yourself too thin. I don't know why everyone does it. Everyone wants to go. There's this perception you've got to be on everything, right? And actually, depending on your brand, where your brand is, how reliant your brand is in terms of paid advertising. So have you got good brand authority? Are you doing good email marketing or social media marketing? What does your brand look like in terms of how reliant are you on digital marketing and the pillars of digital marketing? If you haven't read our Backbone of Digital Marketing concept, make sure you check that out, and we'll include the link to it, because that will get you thinking about those different pillars of marketing.
Nice.
Lovely segue.
Good plug there.
There you go. Tick, done. But beyond that, what you need to just think is logically about your product, your brand, and where you are, and which is the best platform to market your product. Because I'd rather focus my energy on a specific platform, get that working for me, than try and spread myself too thin. And I see it all the time. And so the amount of times we've looked at it and gone, look, right now, you don't have the budget for, say, Google ads. You need to be just doing retargeting via paid social or Meta, because that makes sense, because you are getting good footfall through direct or whatever it might look like.
Okay, so once I figure out that, I'm just going to put all my products on there. No, don't do that either. No, definitely don't do that. Don't do that, because this is the other thing people do is we've had clients where they go, okay, we'll go all in on Google or all in on whatever platform, and then we look at their, as you say, if they're e-commerce or whatever, they go and put all of their products on, and we'll go, why are you doing that? Because again, if you've only got, keep the numbers simple. If I put all my products on there, they'll buy all my products.
You would think so. But the way a Performance Max campaign will work, or a shopping campaign, or a search campaign, is Google is going to go where it thinks the potential is, where it's going to get the sales. And again, your data will show you, but very often you will have certain key products, certain best sellers that are the ones that just sell frequently. And by spreading your inventory too thin, again, there's a recurring theme here. Trying to spread yourself across all platforms, trying to spread your Performance Max campaign or your shopping campaign or your catalog campaign in Meta across all products. Spreading yourself too thin. Focus is the name of the game. Choose your platform. Focus in. So we've got clients where they maybe have 100, 200, 300, thousands of SKUs, and we'll have a best sellers campaign and we'll focus on the top 10 products. And that's it. And we'll say, let's prove the concept on those top 10 products, and then we'll add in more. We can bolt on additional campaigns. The question the sort of the query we get back is, but I don't want to put all my eggs in that basket. I don't want to have just 10 or 15 or 20 products running. We say, look, if these are historically, pull out your Shopify data, your Magento data, if they're your best sellers, if we can't make those work and get you a return on those products, then we've got a problem, as in your business is a problem, your marketing has a problem, because people aren't interested in buying what you're selling. And if that's a business question, that's not a marketing problem, right? If people will buy your product, if we can prove the concept, start small and then build up from there. I liken it to Amazon. What did Amazon start selling back in the 90s? Books, right? It's only now they're all things to all people. But what did they start with? One thing. They just went after books.
It's a really good example.
Right? And you're welcome. But it's you start with one thing and then build out. And we say to small brands with a small budget, look, if you've only got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 to spend, focus in, choose your platform, and choose the key products. Let's prove the concept, and then from there, once we're getting a return, we can see it's working, we can then go, right, let's build it out and build it out and build it out.
Okay, so I know where I'm putting things, on what platform. I know what I'm selling. So now I can just sell it everywhere, right?
And there's the next problem.
No.
It's as if we have a list in front of us. But there's the next problem, right? Because that's the other problem we see is, brands will go and they will sell to the whole of the UK, or they'll go, I'm just going to go to everyone, or worse still, the whole of the world. We've seen that a few times. Oh my God. Turn it off.
But my product's so good, surely it'll sell everywhere.
And it may well do. But the trouble is, depending on the search volumes, if lots of people are searching for that product across the UK, hypothetically, and you only have a very limited budget, what you need to do is you need to, again, focus. The recurring word here is focus. So focus in. Look at your sales. Are there any key geographic areas, London, the southeast, the north, that particularly work? And equally, the flip side of that, are there any areas that you go, I never sell to Scotland, no one in Scotland ever buys, then exclude Scotland. It's because, again, you can always add it back on, but when times are tight, when the budget is tight, focus in on where you're making the sales. So you choose the platform, you choose the key products, you choose the best performing areas, and you can pull your data, be it your Google data, your Shopify data, and you can look at where am I making most of my sales? Okay, I've got a store or a showroom or a workshop, and I can see that most of my customers are coming within a 20, 30, 40 mile radius of my location. Great. Focus your ads and your marketing budget, what limited budget you have, in that target area. It doesn't mean in time you can't build it out. Absolutely. But start small and build out from there.
Perfect. So, what about the audience that I'm selling to?
Right. Again, so audiences is the next one. So again, depending on the platform, so whether you go opt for Google or Meta or whatever, there are the ability to define your customer avatar within your audiences, right? So you can describe,
like the blue people.
You can describe, so you can put in the characteristics, the traits, the interests, the ages, all of those characteristics that describe who is your ideal customer, who is your ICP, your ideal client profile.
Okay.
There you go, it's a little acronym for you. Right, who is your ideal customer and who are you trying to get in front of? And so again, you can just be thinking about, right, well, I know my average customer, I don't know, is a homeowner, or they're married, or it's women buy my product, my service, rarely men, right? So you need to, again, think about that. Most brands want to go, well, I'll go out to everyone. I don't want to exclude anyone, therefore I'll go out to everyone. The problem with that is, when you're on a limited budget, if the data shows that 90% of your customers are women and female, then focus your ads on female or men, or do you know what I mean?
Because then I guess if you're showing it to everyone, then half the time people aren't engaging with your ad.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the people are so reluctant to exclude them. Well, they might buy. I'm like, yeah, they might. But if the data shows you, be led by the data. When you've got a limited budget, you have to be led by the data, and you have to go where the sales are. You have to go with historically what has worked. And if you don't have that historical data, if you're getting started, you're like, I just haven't got any data. If you're a real startup, then you need to go with a combination of, frankly, you can either do your research, look at your competitors, and then put some gut feel into it, who you are purposefully targeting when it comes to your marketing. The other one to add into this as well, age, because that's another big one that I see time and time again. I can't even tell you how many times, is we'll be looking at a product, we'll have done all of the above, and then I'll look at their ad account data in Meta, and I'll go, how many 18 to 24-year-olds are buying your product? And they'll go, no one's buying a kitchen worktop or a sit-on mower. How many 20-year-olds are buying sit-on mowers, right? Not many. So therefore, does it make sense when you've got a limited budget to be targeting 18 to 24 years? Probably not. We've got clients where they go, no one under 35 buys our product. Great. Don't be marketing to those people. When you built out the campaign and you make it more profitable, then by all means. But when you're getting started, focus in on exactly who your customer. The clearer you can be, and something we get our clients to do, we do with the clients, we invite them in, we get the whiteboard, and we will map out and we'll say, define your customer avatar. Who is your ideal customer? Paint us a picture of exactly what they look like. And then we're going to reverse engineer that to make sure that any ads, any platform, we are targeting as close as we can to that person. And by doing that and doing it consistently, you're able to ensure you get the greatest return on your investment.
Yes. I was looking at my notes here, trying to think of a funny way to segue into the last one, but I don't fully understand it. So it's kind of useless, isn't it?
There you go. Well, so the Brucey bonus, because we love a Brucey bonus on a T.E.A Talk.
Animation cue.
Brucey bonus. The Brucey bonus was to build out the assets. So for this one, I'm really talking Google specifically here. So assets, formerly ad extensions. This really is this is a very Performance Max specific one, but again, it's a way of maximizing your return on your ad spend. Google gives you the ability, when you're uploading all of your assets, so you're putting in your images. So what it's going to show, so you're putting in your headlines and your descriptions and your images and your logo and all of the assets that you're giving it to, then it will go to, basically give it as much as you can and put in all of those extra bells and whistles. It takes a little bit more time. It requires a little bit more thought because you've got to put in more, write more descriptions, more headings. You've got to upload more assets, more imagery and stuff like that. But again, a marginal gain, if you will, is take the time to build out your campaigns more than probably the next competitor will, and it will see you right, and you will get a better return from it, so long as you've done all the other things.
Right.
So it's just, again, another quick win is the way we've been able to move the needle for some of our smaller accounts where they're like, oh, I really need to make a return on this. If I can prove the concept on the first 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000 I'm spending, well, then we open up the taps. And we've done that so many times where we've taken a small brand, done these things, said, right, let's not spread ourselves too thin. Let's make sure that we're focused on the key products, and then we'll bolt on more and more and more. We've gone, let's focus on most of our clients, we are focused on a set geographic region. Even if we're split testing, let's do a 30-mile radius compared to England, compared to the whole of UK, and let's split test that. Do all that, then you build in your audiences, then you make sure you're only targeting to age groups that are going to buy your product. And then you do all the marginal gains with the assets and so on. You do all those things, you get a decent return.
It seems to me like the lower your budget, the more important it is to really understand your business.
And your marketing, because you haven't got money to waste. It's in this day and age, so many brands, even brands that are doing 2 or 3 million, which for some businesses, most of our businesses we work with are doing, up to 5 to 10 mil. We're not working with, huge corporates that have got tens of millions to just throw at their marketing. We're dealing, for the most part, our clients are owner-operator SMEs. Therefore, and they're at the front line, like we are, at the front line of when economic times are hard, when, you know, people are reluctant to spend. Frankly, your marketing budget has got to work harder now than it ever has.
Absolutely.
And every pound you're investing in marketing, you need to make damn sure you are getting a return on. And so myself, we're very aware of that. And so whether a brand's got 1,000 or 2 they're spending this month, or whether they've got 50,000 they're spending this month, we've got both of those and beyond that and everything in between. And regardless of those budgets, we're saying, well, look, how do we maximize the return? And these principles, they kick in when you're spending that first 1,000 or 2, and then they stay as you scale.
Absolutely.
But you start as you mean to go on with these things. And that, my friends, is how you can get a return on your ad spend, regardless of what your product, what your service, and how you're bringing to market. So if you're not doing all of those things, make sure you are. We'll include a list to them in the comments, so make sure you check that out. And we will see you on the next episode of T.E.A Talks. Take care.
Bye.